Hey everybody, this is Abigail with Happy Healthy Wifey. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about rendering lard. So my husband did go on a pig hunting trip, and I told him, I was like, I want all your pig fat because I need that to make soap. So lard has been used, like animal fats are used to make soap, and it makes them hard, and it's also a really economical way to make your soap. So when you're making soap, you actually use lye, and that lye will react with the fat and actually make glycerin. And it's a very nourishing soap to the skin. It's fatty, so it's really cool. So anyway, the first thing you have to do is render your lard. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is like the actual pig fat that Seth cut off for me. And it's pretty fatty. And I just have a Nesco here because this is the easiest way for me to make lard. So I throw it in the Nesco. You have to be careful because you don't want to burn it. So I'm just putting it below the 150, just enough to think of just trying to warm it up basically. And so that's just what I'm trying to do, is trying to get all of this to melt down. The big thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to get, there's all this meat still left in there, so we need to get all that out and all the crackling, because there's actually proteins and connective tissues within the fat that you'll also see. It'll be swimming around in there. So once it's all melted and it looks like a clear liquid with a bunch of other stuff floating in it, we're actually going to strain it through cheesecloth. And when you're straining it through cheesecloth, you're actually leaving behind what we call crackling. And you can actually eat crackling, it's pretty good. A lot of what we did with it is we actually threw it in a pan, and you want to cook it till it's basically crispy. And put salt on it or put seasoning. We actually did Cajun, it was pretty good, and we did it with like a wild rice and sweet potato. So there's actually a byproduct that you can eat with that. But so you're going to strain it through, and it's going to look like a clear liquid. Think of when you're cooking bacon, all that grease, all that clear liquid grease. And once that fat, because that fat's really hot, once that fat comes back to a room temperature, it's actually going to go back to its solid state, and it's going to look beautiful and pearly white like this. This has actually been in the freezer, so that's where I store this. I don't really know if it's gonna stay as nice as long. If you're leaving it out on your counter, I wouldn't count on that because there's nothing preserving it. So I would recommend putting it in the freezer. Another thing you can use this for is you can actually use it for making pie crust using lard. So it's actually a healthier way to make pie crust. And a lot of people, it's really great because nowadays we're actually learning that fat is not bad for you. For a while people are like, oh, you can't have fats, you can't have fats. And so now we're eating avocados, and we're actually eating those fats again. So that's really cool. So you can also do this with beef fat, so tallow, that's what beef fat would be called. But anyway, we are going to be doing the soap making class / workshop. Still getting that underway, but we're looking at June 8th. So there's going to be limited space, and I'll keep you all informed about that. Registration is going to open up at the end of April. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and now you know how to render your own lard. So thanks, and if you have anything else you want to check out, happyhealthywifey.com.